All right. It's time for our traditional MCU pre-MCU release where we give our 10 bold predictions before their next major feature. So we have Taika Waititi's Thor Love and Thunder out this week. Premieres this Friday. We'll be going to see it on Thursday just because that's who we are. Ricky Flex, how this is going to work. I think we're going to do it the same way as usual, where we go one for one, right? Regarding these predictions, we're going to give you 10 to look forward to for this movie. Sound good?
Oh, yeah.
So, Ricky Flex, do you want to lead us off with your first major prediction for Thor Love and Thunder?
Okay, so I feel like my first prediction has to be related to the box office. It has to be because of my takes in the past.
Right take? Okay, yeah. Let's review these first. Let's review these takes. So you said Multiverse of Madness would make less than, right, the Batman.
Now you knew that. Like I knew that wasn't going to happen.
No, but I'm just going through the track record, Ricky Flex. The Batman, you also said would cross a bill. Did you say that, or 800?
I said 800.
800, just short. It was a valiant effort, but this is why we call them bold predictions, Ricky Flex. Can we get this one right, though? Can we get this one right?
Let me talk you through it.
You have the floor.
Top Gun Maverick, phenomena, 1.1 billion worldwide. That will not be touched by Thor Love and Thunder. But that's not my bold prediction.
I don't know what to say to you, Ricky Flex.
You think it's going over Top Gun Maverick?
This is making $1 billion. Yeah.
Thor movie. My bold prediction is that it won't beat Top Gun Maverick.
My God. Okay.
I was gonna say it won't beat Doctor Strange, but all right, that won't beat Top Gun Maverick.
Worldwide. I'm typing in it right now. Actually, it's painful because I think you're gonna miss this one again.
Then I'm on record. I'm on.
Oh no, your name's attached, bro. Your name's attached.
No, I'm saying I'm on brand. That's what it is. I'm on brand. Being wrong about the box office comparisons to other movies.
So, like, what did Doctor Strange make? Over $1 billion?
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
950 million.
A shy of $1 billion.
Yes.
Now you have some validity. I thought that Doctor Strange crossed $1 billion. It feels like this movie has less hype. Now you're reeling me in, Ricky Flex. You're reeling me in now.
You feel it, right? There's less Tomato score is dying a little bit. Chris Hemsworth is saying, "Oh, I'm not a superhero anymore." And then you have the Guardians in it, which should help it. But it's like, why are they in it?
I think what hurts it most, to be honest, is not just the Rotten Tomato scores. It's two things. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, does hurt it a little bit. Not much, but three things. This movie will be on Disney Plus within 2 months. I think that also hurts it. And I do think that there are rumors that there is not enough Christian Bale to score the God Butcher in this movie, which would be like the basically the attractor, other than the fact to any, like, I guess, non-MCU fan that isn't as attached to the Thor franchise, the fact you have Christian Bale in it and like the rumors are saying that he's not in it as much as you'd hope. I think those are the three major things. So I think you have that going for you. The fact that Multiverse of Madness did not hit $1 billion actually shocks me, but it's just short.
I like my take.
Okay. So on to me.
Yeah, on to you.
So box office will not beat Top Gun Maverick, which currently stands, I believe, at $1.1 billion.
Yeah, 1.1, and then a bunch of other numbers, but yeah.
And Tom Cruise is anticipated to take home minimum $60 million.
Greatest movie star of all time.
Well deserved. Well deserved, in my opinion. All right. Where do I go next? I'll go with one that is a little more obvious. Just to start off, we'll ease our way in, Ricky, folks. We're going to ease our way in. This will not be Chris Hemsworth's last movie as Thor. Okay? So I think more of the overt here, he's mentioned, right, Chris Hemsworth, that he is willing to play this role for years to come. He has found that almost a newfound love for this character, a way that he loves to portray him. You can tap into his comedic abilities, but also he can maintain like that machoism, that elite action star that he is, you know, and like he obviously has the promotions of like center fit and all these different workout regimens that he's doing. I think it's I don't think it has like the end of Endgame where it's like, okay, this is gonna be Robert Downey Jr.'s last run. This is gonna be Chris Evans' last run. I don't think you can have Thor reach his end, an original Avengers member, in a solo jaunt. Like it's got to be in a group adventure. The next, maybe Secret Wars has been brought up as a next major team up between all these Marvel Cinematic Universe heroes. All right, the second wave. I don't think this is going to be his last appearance. I think he's going to have a just death at the end of one of those movies, or basically him running off into the sunset.
I like it. I think that it's interesting because I think the people that are saying, like, they're using the argument that, oh, he's been doing this for so long, like they need new, like Captain America's gone, Iron Man's gone. Like, I think it's completely different where Thor is like we've seen two separate Thors. They've just been the same actor.
I feel like he's just getting going, to be honest.
I feel like he's still at that peak. Chris Hemsworth finally found himself, right? And again, like Ragnarok, he's doing these other roles that are action-oriented with a comedic twist on him. Look at Spider-Head as well, outside of Thor. He's finally found his groove and like where he should be in Hollywood, and that comedic role within that good-looking, action-oriented vibe, you know? I think this is just the, like, not the start, but this is the middle. I don't think this is the end, and you don't get that feel again. And
I feel like it's like Tony Stark's Civil War era, you know?
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's that middle ground, and like, there's not the movie. Like, this is like we're not there yet, right? This episode's gonna drop July 7th, so like this movie's not available to most of the public. You would, I think, have a vibe right now, a bigger vibe if it was gonna happen, right? If this was gonna,
I would be utterly shocked if if Thor dies in this.
I think it's more likely that this is Jane's one and only
try.
try.
Don't stomp on predictions yet, Ricky Flex. Don't stomp on predictions unless you're leading into your next one.
Are you trying to make me say that
I'm not trying to bait anything, Ricky? I'm not trying to bait anything. I'm saying I might have a prediction. You might have a prediction. The world might have a prediction. I don't want to drop that yet because I think that's definitely a potential, right, regarding Jane Foster's character.
All right, well, let me just go. All right, fine. I'll tone it back a little bit here. Fine, I'll tone it back a lot back. This is probably like the one that means nothing, but I just want it on the record.
Zilch.
I don't think the blue hair woman that Thor kisses in the trailer is real. I think it's like a dream. A daydream or something. I don't think it's actually happening. I think it's like in his mind or something. I don't know, like as in like, oh, he's like, and then like Taika's doing the one thing, like Korg saying like wake up to him, or like, I don't know. I just don't think she's real.
I think this is an interesting one. It's very small scale. Like this is not something I expect out of you, to be honest. I thought this was more of like if we were straggling to find a 9th or 10th prediction that we throw this out there. But I think I agree. I like, as you said before, like in the grand scheme, I don't think it matters. But I also think it doesn't matter because like the fact that Jane's in this movie, talk about that interest there. It's like Thor on the comeback trail. Like I can't, like, it's just almost seems a little bit too zany that all of a sudden he starts making out with some random chick. I can
Exactly.
see it, you know? It seems a little too zany to see.
Hey, we went from killing Jane to this. Like, I think that I was trying to reel it back in.
So blue hair, make out princess, not real.
Correct.
Okay. On to the next one. I'll go with Russell Crowe. Something we've talked about earlier. He's going to have less than 10 minutes of screen time.
10?
Less than 10.
I had 5.
Wow.
We went,
Jesus.
We're going bold predictions, Doctor, or what?
Well, people might think that Russell Crowe actually has a role in the final battle somewhat of this movie or the final act. I don't think he's going to even last that long. I think he's going to be more of a come and go, and it's just a place for the plot to stop, right? Or plot to take a break with Chris Hemsworth's journey.
Okay, let me do a little combo here. Go back to me. A little tennis action. We're going back and forth. Volley.
Let's work it.
Real quick, kind of combination here. Gore kills Zeus.
Jeez. Oh, I like this.
It's either that or this is the only, like, we're not seeing Russell Crowe again in an MCU project. He's only doing this.
We're in on this. We workshop this. This is good. Gore, right? The God Butcher kills Zeus. I think Zeus stands for everything that Gore has basically stood against
exactly
throughout the 2 trailers we've seen of him, maybe one we've seen. Basically how he's selfish, and I think we've seen Gore twice.
Yeah.
Most recent one we had most recent trailer. I know you're holding up the 2. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for the listeners. So I think Zeus is this cocky individual that Gore has come to despise, that doesn't love anybody but himself. It seems very much on par with who Gore wants to absolutely eviscerate, So I could see Russell Crowe getting absolutely zapped by Gore the God Butcher. I agree. This is great. Workshopped it perfect, right? Gore kills Russell Crowe's Zeus. And then I also mentioned at the back half, less than 10 minutes of screen time. Make it a little juicier. All right, on to your next prediction.
Well, I just did the Gore kills Zeus one.
So, I thought we were workshopping it. Okay, back to me.
The 2 separate ones that just happened.
Oh, so we're doing 2 separate ones. So it's less than 10 minutes of screen time and Gore kills Zeus.
Yeah, 2 separate ones.
Okay, let me just write that in.
Perfect. While you write in, I'll just go again. But remember that you did 2 in a row. I will go with. I actually want to help. I want help with this one as well.
Gotcha.
So Quill. I think we have to do something with Quill here. Star-Lord. I want something on the board with Quill. So what I was thinking here is, okay, Quill. What can I? I was first thinking Guardians. Like, how are we gonna do this? Many people were saying, like yourself, like, oh, they're only in the first half of the movie. That's too easy. I actually think they might have a impact later on in the movie, because you know what? I think we're forgetting. There's another god in this movie. Peter Quill, right? Ego, connection.
Celestial, you're talking about?
Celestial.
Well, he's not anymore.
I know, but maybe like Gore's like, I want to take him out. Like, help me out here.
You're too bold. No. I'm putting my hammer down. I'm putting my Mjolnir down, and I'm saying no.
Then
like
help
this
me
is
out.
This is no. I will not. I cannot back you.
We got to do something with the Guardians on this board.
Like Peter Quill has relinquished his potential to be a Celestial, to be a god. Like as Kurt Russell said to him, right at during the final act of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I honestly don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in the final sequence of this movie. I think they're one and done. First act and gone.
Is that going to be our big thing here?
But I think well, no. Like it's in the back pocket. I think we have more in us, to be honest. Like, we have more left in the tank. But to me, what I keep seeing at the end of this movie is this black and white in this like different type of world where you have Gore with Jane and Thor, right? Almost like a 3-way battle. Valkyrie, I think, has even been shown in black and white. I can't see this being a large-scale battle where you have like the Guardians of the Galaxy with Zeus, with Korg, with Meek, with Valkyrie, all these characters coming together to take on Gore. This is going to be very much a 2-on-1 battle. We talked about Gore and his saying him, even in the trailer, saying to Thor, like, you have something to fight for. You have a love, something that's different from the other gods and everything like that. It just makes me think there's going to be a 2-on-1 at the end of this rather than the Guardians playing an essential role. I think the Guardians are first act and done.
All right. So let's I say let's put that on there then.
You don't think we have more left in the tank?
Well, give me another one then.
So I'll just put it in for put it right for now. Like, Guardians will not return for the final battle of this movie. I'll put that in now. But I want to add into something a little bit more juicy. So I'm going to say that Lady Thor dies at the end of this movie. Is that too overt? Do you think that like she had a potential for a future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Does Jane Foster, right? Does she her entrance as a Marvel superhero does it end in one movie?
So I've had this little predicament here preparing for this pod because I had the same thought, right? But they made such a big deal out of her at Comic-Con being Lady Thor, right? This movie's been like attached because of that, like hyped up so much. Natalie Portman coming back. You thought she was gone, not in Thor Ragnarok. Back here, right? Why bring her back for just one movie? It's tough, man.
She's gone, bro. She's gone.
Wait, but the reason I brought it up earlier is because I made the turn. And it's because I did some research, some
Same.
comic book research, and she has cancer, dude. Like, I guess she's gonna have cancer in this movie, maybe?
According to
At
the
least in the
comics, like that's why she
yeah,
becomes Thor.
exactly. So maybe she has to give up Mjolnir or something like that to kill Gore. So maybe she kills Gore and she also dies. I don't want to get any more crazy, but I'm fine with saying Jane Foster dies in this movie. Or Lady Thor, whatever you want to say.
This is the one I'm pretty much most confident in from the rest of our predictions. I think it's, first of all, Jane Foster, like Natalie Portman, she's had her rivalry with Marvel in terms of what she's appeared in terms of how she's going to show up in the future, right? Her breaking up with Thor was pretty much because she didn't want to show up into another Thor movie and things like that. But also, Natalie Portman is a major star who's been tied to a franchise before in Star Wars, right? I don't think she wants to be tied to the MCU, basically in the heart of her career. What is she right now? She's got to be around early 40s, maybe. Like, this is a time, like, she did Jackie a couple years ago, right? She did Black Swan, I want to say 10 years ago, maybe even a little bit more. I think she's got a lot left in the tank. She doesn't want to be tied down to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But also, the hammer, it's got to go back in Thor's hand. It's got to go back in Thor's hand. Like, he's not going to be wielding an axe if we're going to see more of Chris Hemsworth in the MCU. And I feel like Kevin Feige would rather have Chris Hemsworth continue his run in original core Avenger than have Lady Thor, Natalie Portman, right, continue her run, or at least start her run as an MCU superhero. We have enough new faces in the MCU. You got to continue Chris Hemsworth, and he needs the iconic hammer to go with it. And also, you think about Gore the God Butcher talking to Thor in the trailer, talking about the love that he has, how he's different from other gods, right? What would make him different is the person that he loves actually taking down Gore, or even like sacrificing herself, right, to save Thor because she loves more than herself. You know, I think that lines up too well. I hope it doesn't happen, to be honest, because I think it's too much to tell from the trailer. It's too obvious to tell from the trailer, but it's just the vibes I get, and that's kind of how Marvel operates sometimes.
Okay. I'm in. I had it written down. Well, okay. You give me another one.
Okay. That's one. Let me assess because I got like 5 more here. I think there's gonna be over 2 fourth wall breaks in this movie. Thor talking to the camera, Korg talking to the camera, someone is talking to the camera more than twice in this movie. And I think that goes with the Taika Waititi style. I think Ragnarok almost hints at it a couple times, but I've read some of the reviews. They talk about the zaniness of this movie, how it's overly comedic. I think they're going to like override, right, the momentum from Ragnarok, turn it more into Deadpool than it is like an MCU film almost, right? Minus the R rating, bring it more to a PG-13 level. I could see over 2 fourth wall breaks in this movie, whether it be from multiple characters. Thoughts?
I don't know. I am okay with going with it because this is the zaniness type of movie, right? And
I'll
I
put
think
it on
that's
the.
kind.
You don't. You don't seem
Give
confident,
me,
so I'll put it on the
give.
back burner.
I could. I don't know, man. That's Deadpool's thing,
Yes, but I think that's could like I don't know. Like, there's been
and
some
he's coming to the
controversial like
MCU.
thoughts on this movie. People not liking like the direction it's taking compared to most Marvel movies or direction of Phase 4 in general. They talked about this movie's not going to relate to further like uh multiverse, or it's not going to relate to like variants of different characters. I think it's just going to be its own type of style, and I could see it like kind of like becoming a little bit self-indulgent with itself, like loving itself a little too much. So that's why I have it on there.
Okay, I'm
Like
fine with it. I
like
don't really.
following Ragnarok. Like Ragnarok, like it did something. Okay, let's just go all in on comedy, you know?
Okay, all right. I'm down.
Back burner, back burner. I'm not confident yet. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Okay, I have one, but I'm actually running out here because we shared a couple.
I still got 4 more.
Okay. Well, another one I have. I think we can't put this, but like I think this will be Gore's only movie. I think that's kind of too obvious. So I'll
Yeah,
take
get rid of that one.
I also think we need to decide who's killing Gore because I think will be his only movie, right? Who will it be? Are we gonna go the easy route with Thor?
No, I think the easy route would be Lady Thor.
Exactly. So
Or
who's the third one?
Valkyrie.
I think we go with Valkyrie.
Yeah, Ricky, that's why you're here, baby. That's why you're here. That's called teamwork, right? We worked through that one-on-one, one after the other.
Well,
Excellently done, Ricky Flicks. I'm so proud of you. Excellent.
all right. What's your next one? That is actually, since you shut down my quill one, you just give me 2 more and then I'll help you out. Unless we go with there will be over 2 if the fourth wall breaks in this movie, then just give me 1 more.
No, that's on the back burner. Let's see what else we like. So Valkyrie will kill Gore the God Butcher. Ricky, that was excellent. That was the driving pod, like firing on all cylinders. We're seeing both things, like we see the universe the same way. Perfect. All right. I have a couple things. I'm going to list a couple. Actually, no. I'll go with my best one. I think there's going to be a post-credit lead into both Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Loki Season 2.
I completely agree, but I don't think it's a hot take.
Loki Season 2, because I think Loki's not actually, he won't appear in the movie, but he's going to be referenced a lot. I think it's a traditional way to try and connect Thor with Loki, right, in a post-credit. So is that why you're saying, like, it's just almost too obvious?
Yeah, and Guardians are in the movie, and we have a Guardians thing coming out. I Am Groot this year, and we're having the holiday special. Like it's just like if we don't get a post credit scene with that, I think they're not doing it right. But I know Marvel does post credit scenes right more than anybody.
I'll give you a different one. I think it's my next best one. Korg will have more screen time than Zeus Russell Crowe in this movie.
Do we go with that instead of less than 10 minutes? Wait, I think it's obvious too. Now thinking about it, look at the trailer. They're on that snow planet, Korg and Thor. That's gonna be 10 minutes in itself.
But Korg is like telling the story to the kids. He's on the planet for a little bit. He's sharing a lot of screen time. I guess it's not that. We'll go to the next one. I think the movie's gonna end up where Valkyrie's gonna set up her own spin-off series. She's gonna get her own show.
I don't mind that. I think that makes sense.
I if all these other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are getting their own TV show, I think Valkyrie has now been through, right, Ragnarok, Love and Thunder, right, and now in Endgame as well. I think she is more deserving for a TV show than some of the characters that are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that are getting them. You know, like Miss Marvel, or who would you rather see, Miss Marvel or Valkyrie getting her own show? Tessa Thompson, huge star. She's going to be in Creed 3 coming up later, I think next year. I just think like she's a cool character, and I think there's a lot she's going to have a cool arc, I think, in this story too, judging by her time from being either the leader, president, whatever you want to call it, ruler of Valkyrie on Earth, right? Seeing how she's handling that, and also returning to this like warrior type of mentality. I think I want to see her, right, in her own solo adventure. And I know like Tessa Thompson can handle it. So I'm going to say that's a prediction.
I agree. She's coming out with Creed 3 there this year. She's also going to be in another movie. The only other thing that's on her schedule with the director, Steve Buscemi.
What?
You heard
what
me
is
right.
this? No, I didn't.
It's called The Listener. Follows a helpline volunteer who is part of the small army that gets on the phone every night, fielding calls from all kinds of people, feeling lonely, broken, etc. Kind of the guilty vibes a little bit. Again, Steve Buscemi is in the director's chair for this, so that's very interesting. But yeah,
do you know why? Wait. Do you know why Buscemi's a perfect like director? For
the 9/11
the
firefighter. Yeah. So
all right, I interrupted you. Keep going.
No, but that's the only thing on her schedule after this, and Creed 3, which is already filmed. So makes sense. I agree. I think you nailed it. I love this one because it's something that's obvious, but no one's talking about that. I think Loki is too obvious because we know we're getting a season 2. He's not in this movie, but somehow they have to bring it up from the success of Loki, and not just the show, but the series. And it's gonna be like his name is gonna be referenced at some point. A hot take would be his name is not referenced in this movie. If we want to go crazy.
You know, I'm thinking for bold predictions now because we're at 9. Back burner,
yeah.
right? right back burner right now. We're talking about the two fourth wall breaks. Talk about Korg having more screen time than Zeus. Post credit scenes for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Loki. There's been tweets that have been released prior to the film's release saying Jeff Goldblum and Peter Dinklage were cut from scenes in this movie. Do you think there is some falsehood to those claims? Do you think that Jeff Goldblum might actually be in this movie?
No, but I don't. I love how you're saying that. I think if anything, Taika in this franchise now, with him at the helm of it, it's something where those false rumors or those rumors would be false. So I think if there's any
Christian Bale said it too. Like Christian Bale is the one who said it, and he is like nowhere near logical about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, but I think that means that he's telling the truth because he's not logical about them. So he doesn't know about Tom Holland spoiling everything.
Little double like reversal there.
Exactly. Yeah. So he doesn't know that he's spoiling something major.
Mind games.
Exactly. But I like the way your mind's thinking. I just don't see that. I also wanted to say this. I'm telling you, after the first trailer, I saw this on Twitter. So I cannot take credit for this. But you see in the trailer, you see the new Asgard. You see Tessa Thompson in like the suit. She's clearly upset around that round table. And in the little, like, when you see new Asgard, you see a tour bus. It literally says like Asgard Tours. Someone pointed that out on Twitter. Do we say that New Asgard is turned into like a tourist destination?
Well, it seems like almost like a confirmation more than a prediction.
Okay. I just wanted to say that too. Not taking credit.
Do you think they'll be moved? Do you think they will move from Earth to maybe where Zeus is holding, where Zeus live? What's it called?
It's
Heaven?
Olympus, not Olympus.
Not Olympus. Do you think they get relocated to Olympus maybe? You see her sitting on that council there next to Lady Thor. I also had Loki will be referenced, but won't actually appear in the project. I think that's also very obvious.
Is Hercules in this movie?
That's it. I think that is the key to our 10th prediction. Will Hercules be introduced in this film? And I think that is a real possibility, especially with our prediction of the fall of Zeus, most likely at the hands of Thor the God Butcher. That's it, Ricky Flex. Teamwork, baby, teamwork. So Hercules in the MCU will be introduced in this movie. Confident in that one?
Yeah, I'm down. I think everyone knows, like, obviously MCU's under the Disney canon. Hercules coming out. I think it makes sense.
That's 10. That's 10, Ricky Flex. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's run through them. And then let's make sure we can confirm our list before we send you out of here, all the listeners. So, first off, first prediction, box office for Thor Love and Thunder will not beat Top Gun Maverick at $1.1 billion. $1 billion. Second prediction, this will not be Chris Hemsworth's last turn as playing Thor, God of Thunder. Third prediction, the blue hair woman that Chris Hemsworth makes out with in the trailer is not actually real. It's in a vision, right? Or a dream. Fourth prediction, Russell Crowe will have less than 10 minutes of screen time on as Zeus, right? Less than 10 minutes as Zeus. The next one, fifth, also related to Russell Crowe, Gore, the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale, will kill Russell Crowe. Okay. Next prediction, 6, Guardians of the Galaxy will not return for the final battle of the movie. They will strictly remain in the first part of this movie, much to the chagrin of Ricky Flex. Next, 7, Lady Thor will die at the end of the movie, and Thor will end up wielding Mjolnir once again, right? Now we move on to number 8. Valkyrie will end up killing Gore the God Butcher. Will not be Thor. Will not be Lady Thor. It'll be the unsung hero, Valkyrie. Let's effing go. 9th, this movie will end where Valkyrie is set up for her own spin-off series that almost goes hand in hand with the previous prediction. And then finally, the 10th, Hercules, the MCU hero, will be introduced in this movie after the death of Zeus. That's our 10 predictions. Ricky Flex, I think pretty solid, to be honest, for a workshop list.
I think so too. I think we worked together on this. I think we each got what we wanted at the end. Yeah, I think, again, I think before the Doctor Strange, I think the hype for this was like high, but kind of forgotten because of the multiverse effect of Doctor Strange coming off of Spider-Man No Way Home. And I think now with Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, I feel like we're a little MCU'd out, or at least everybody's still going to make a crap ton of money just under Top Gun. But I just think that the hype is not there. It just feels weird right now. So I'm glad we did this.
I'm nervous about Marvel in the future based on these shows, based on like the basically the ignorance of like audiences to Miss Marvel, based on the reception of Eternals, based on basic like Black Widow, like all of Phase 4 movies combined with these latest TV shows. I think it's concerning. And then if Thor underperforms both critically and financially at the box office, I mean, that's a little scary. That's a scary thought, and it's gonna almost require a reassessment, a reevaluation of this attack that's set by Marvel. That seems like they're almost in full swing with these Disney Plus projects. Maybe there needs to be something different going on because it doesn't have the same vibe as Marvel Phase 1, 2, and 3. The hype is just not there. Okay. That being said, that's going to do it for our episode 122 of The Drive-In. Make sure you are following wherever you're listening right now, okay, whatever platform you prefer. Make sure you're also following us on Instagram and Twitter, right, for all of our content, okay? Make sure you're interacting with us. Make sure you also rate us 5 stars and leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast. We had an amazing review left from our latest episode. Ricky Flicks, do you have that up?
Yes, I do have it up.
You want to read it for us?
At Dodgers_tips. I love bat flips. Enjoyed the listen, but you got one thing wrong. Butler does sing the songs from the 50s, Trouble, Baby Let's Playhouse, etc. Baz and interviews have explained why an AB is listed on the soundtrack. So we mentioned on the last pod that Austin Butler didn't sing the songs. That is incorrect.
For Elvis.
He did for Elvis. He did. Like, we asked you to correct us if we're wrong. Call us out at Dodger Tips. Thank you.
Thank you.
Huge reply to get us correct. Keep correcting us.
Hey, we're big dumb idiots right here. We're looking to learn. We look to absorb knowledge, not just push it on people. Keep editing us, right? Keep editing us. All right. With that being said, all right, make sure you're tuning into our feed later on in the week. We have our recap for The Boys penultimate episode, along with a Stranger Things recap. We got the Boys season finale dropping this Friday. Make sure you're prepared. We're going to drop our predictions for this upcoming finale, and then we'll recap it next week on the pod. What's coming next week, as you can assume, Thor, Love, and Thunder. And we're also going to be tiering Marvel movies the same way we did with Pixar. We're going to do the Hall of Fame, the Elite, the Hall of Fame, Hall of Very Good, the Good, and the Rejects, right? We're breaking them all down for you. Can't wait to do it. I know Ricky Flicks is licking his chops, baby. All right. That's going to do for episode 122. Until next time, we will smell ya.